Welcome everyone to our program with a hot topic, which is why pig is not halal and if it is haram, why Allah creates pig. I'm Anisusna, working as Halal Compliance Coordinator in Japan Dawa Center. Will be in charge as the moderator for tonight. Before we start, let's open our program with Al-Fatiha. Alhamdulillah. So first of all, I will present our special speaker of today, which is Dr. Saeed Akhtar. So how are you, Doctor?
Yeah, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to everyone.
Alhamdulillah. Okay. So before I give the floor to Dr. Saeed Akhtar, I hope everyone can give attention and please do not open your mic. But if you have any question, just leave them in the comment section. And don't forget to share our Zoom link with your friends and family members. Inshallah, I will give the floor to Dr. Saeed Akhtar to introduce himself and give his sharing.
Thank you very much. Jazakallahu khair. My name is Saeed Akhtar. I'm in Japan since 1996. Originally, I'm from Pakistan. I have a PhD in food science from University of Tokyo, and after that, I'm doing a Halal certification on the name of Nippon Asia Halal Association. From today, last time we did the same presentation actually. The material is almost similar, but it was in Japanese and requests come that people want to learn in English. So that's why we are repeating actually the same presentation in English. I hope people can get benefit from this as much as possible. Before I start, I will say that this is my disclaimer that whatever I'm going to present to Muslims, people particularly, and Muslim as well, that this presentation is based on some of my research as I'm a researcher, so it is a very tiny research effort. I request all of my listeners to please don't judge me that it is right or wrong, whatever I'm going to present, but please think more deeper on this presentation. And if you realize that I'm wrong, please give me advice, send me suggestions, send me your own research based on this. So that we of us learn more. It's a very early thing. Muslims people usually do not like pig, and when they do not like pig, it is disliking, go towards hate kind of thing, this kind of thing, which my understanding is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not created anything which is useless on this earth. So let's learn about pig a little bit more. Maybe it can benefit us, inshallah. But before we learn about pig, I would like to invite all of us, particularly the believers, Muslims, to think on certain things which we can learn about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and can learn how we human beings are related and how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created all other things on this earth for the benefit of humanity. So whatever is on this earth or in this universe, actually it's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created. And in this creation, human being is a special creation. And other than that, there are angels, a lot of stars, galaxies. Life after death is also there, Jannah, Jahannam. So many things are there, but some of them we can see and some of them we cannot see. So when we are talking about human being has a position on this earth. What I understood is two type of position. One as an animal, like so many other animals on this earth. We also have the urge to eat, to earn, to make houses. We the human beings are kind of animals which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given the full control to us. So we are self-reproductive and we are self-mutative also. If you see from the first human being till now, billions and trillions of human beings are there, but none of them 100% match to each other. Even the twins born in one mother's stomach, both of them has very different traits, and we can easily distinguish them that they are not 100% same, but there are some non-similarities are also there. So that makes them a very unique animal on this earth. So when we are talking about animal, there are other animals and then human animals. The other animals, if you see them as a lion, lion has a habit to eat meat only. If you give a lot of grass to lion, lion will refuse to eat that. And opposite of that, if there is a goat, goat will only eat the grass, not eat the meat. But both of these animals, lion and goat, if there is a lot of food in front of them, they will eat only as much as their stomach make full. Once the stomach is full, they are satisfied, and even a very big deer is killed by a lion. Is it in front of that lion? Lion will not eat that, just sit beside that, and so many other small animals, including birds, ants, bacteria, they will come and eat that deer which is killed by a lion. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made this all system in the ecosystem that one lion kill, but so many other eat. Why? Because others animals cannot kill by themselves. Like for example, if you talk about an ant will not be able to kill the other animal by herself. So the lion, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put the duty of a lion, and lion do the job for many others. But when stomach is full, he will not eat anymore. So why? The reason behind is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala control all these animals. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make a system that these animals eat as much as their stomach is full, rest you leave it for others. Similar the case is the grass of goat, that tons of grass is in front of the goat, but goat will eat only as much as his stomach is full. Opposite to that, now when we are talking about human being as animal, human being animal, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created as a free animal. It has the ability to choose, it has ability to think, it has ability to research, it has ability to move by itself. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can control that, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala do not control human being. Until the level Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala do not control human being, that Allah has given the freedom to a human being that you can choose your own God. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has introduced himself in Al-Quran in so many different ways. But at the end, he has given the choice in the hands of a human being that you can choose your own God by yourself, whichever you think is good. So once you choose, then you are responsible for your action and your decision-making process. So at the end of the day, when you go and day of judgment, then you have to be answerable to your actions and your decision-making process. Now, this thing, the freedom to the human being, make it somewhat kind of wild. Why? Because if lion or goat, they eat as much as they can, but human being, if you give them the salary of $2,000, they will demand 5,000. If you give them 5,000, they will demand 10,000. If you give them 10,000, they will demand more, until the level that there is no end to their desires. There is no end to their limits that I want more. So why? The reason behind it is that Allah do not control this human being. Allah given some principles, some life lessons, some guidance through Al-Quran, that you human being live this kind of life. This is going towards successful life. That successful life path, we call it Sharia. Sharia means actually the right path. If any the law has been made in any part of the world, Muslim or non-Muslim, doesn't matter. So we, the human beings, have to follow the law. So having the law and then following the law is so important for our human system, or this earth system, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created this book of law, which is called Quran. Quran is a kind of book which has 2-3 different angles. Most of Muslim people believe or think that this is a religious book. In my opinion, of course, this is a religious book, but if you go inside this book, you will find like 70-80% of this book is secular book. What is meaning of secular book is that it has nothing to do with the religion. It has to do with the human system. It has to do with the human society. That if a human being is single person living in one house or in one room, he is also one of the very important human being. He should follow the law. But once this person go together with another human being, that can be his mother, father, brother, sister, friend, male, female, wife, children, whoever, then this other human being makes society with these people. So the Quran is made, or Quran is designed to give guideline to protect this human being when he is single, he or she is single, and then protect the community when they are together. In this community can be Muslims, can be non-Muslims. In this community can be male, can be female. So when we go to the company of work in Japan or in Malaysia, in Pakistan, some are Muslim-dominated countries, some are non-Muslim-dominated country. It doesn't matter. Why? Because all of us have to protect the human system to live the life successfully in harmony, taking care of others, loving others, protecting others by different system. Now, there is another position of a human being which I think is very important. It is a machine. This machine can be like a computer or can be like iPhone. But the difference of human machine and the iPhone machine is that if you fully charge, 100% charge 2 iPhone and put side by side to them, 100 years after, those iPhone will remain there but will not be dangerous to each other. But on the other hand, human being, because we are self-thinking human body machine, we are self-movement. We don't need any help of anybody else to operate us. So we can move by ourselves. And similarly, we also need a kind of fuel for our body, which is a food. It is similar like a car. Imagine the first ever car has been built by somebody. If that person will not tell that this car runs on gasoline, or this car runs on diesel, or this car runs on kerosene. So we don't know how to run that machine. So to run that machine, we need an operating instruction manual. Who is in a position to write that operating instruction manual is the engineer of that machine. So when iPhone, most of us, like at least after 20 years of old people, this iPhone is first time come to our life when from other type of phone very recently. So when it comes in our hand, we need instructions from engineers that how we should operate this machine. There are touch system come. There is sometime in my case also it happened once iPhone fell down in the water. So if iPhone fell down in water, how I should operate? I should go back to the operating instruction manual. But it should not fall down in the water, or the screen should not break. There are some protection around it. There are some covers. iPhone has a lot of covers to protect this machine. Exactly similar the way iPhone machine is given instruction by engineers of iPhone. Human machine engineer is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in advance knew that how this machine is going to operate, how this machine is going to function, how this machine need to be protected, how this machine to be charged by food, what kind of food it should consume, what kind of system it should live, what kind of rules it should follow, that it can live longer, as well as protective to others surrounding this one machine. if there is a father, mother, wife, or I give example like this, that if I'm one male, I have so many females in my life. My mother is first female in my life. My sister is another female in my life. My wife is another female in my life. My daughter is another female in my life. My office colleagues are another female in my life. And there are some other, when I ride a train or aeroplane, somebody sitting on my right or left, those females are also females in my life. So I have to love all of them. All females I have to love. But the level of love for everyone is different. The way I love to my mother, I cannot love the similar style to my wife. The way I love to my wife, I cannot love to my mother. So the point of this all discussion is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give a guideline in through this Al-Quran, which is, I will say that engineer Allah has given the operating instruction manual through Al-Quran, that if we understand it well. Now, what is happening in our world is that Muslims who are the believers, they very much happily, like very much want to make Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala happy, and they read Al-Quran, and they really like all the time, morning read, after Fajr prayer read, after Maghrib prayer read, so many time reading. But it's like, imagine that currently many of my listeners are here. So when my listeners are from Malaysia, from Japan, from any other country, and all of you understand only English. And now what I do is I change myself to Urdu language, which is a Pakistani language, a Japanese language, and I offer you, all of you, the job. The $5,000 per month I offer you the job, but I offer you in Urdu language. If I offer you in Urdu language, you will not catch it, what I'm saying. Maybe your hearing ability is that you can hear that Urdu language, but you do not understand what I'm saying. So what I'm saying, very, very important thing and good for you, all of you. But because you don't understand, that will not affect your life at all. Exactly the similar situation is happening with the Muslim people, that we read Al-Quran very much happily to make Allah happy, to go to Jannah, but we do not really understand the real purpose of Al-Quran. The real purpose of Al-Quran is, it has so many layers in it. First layer is you read in Arabic language only. Second layer is you read in translation with whatever the language you are in. Third layer is you read in tafsir, whatever so many tafsir are there in this world. So we read tafsir. The fourth layer is that you try to understand Arabic by yourself and try to go more deeper. The fifth layer is that when you really get connected, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reveal Al-Quran to you. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reveal Al-Quran to you, you really start understanding what is the meaning of those Arabic wording written, and then what is the depth of those Arabic wording. The Arabic wording was not only to like it was, the Quran was revealed in Arab countries, that is why it is in Arabic, but Arabic is a very, 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 very deep language. It has so many deep meanings. So if we will understand those deep meanings, then those things will impact our life on everyday basis. Unfortunately, Muslims are reading only for reading purpose, and non-Muslims do not read Al-Quran because they think that this Al-Quran is only Muslim book. Why we should read it? It's not necessarily that I should read this book. So, and the way we, the Muslim, have explained to them that this is my book, you don't touch it. This is my Allah, this is my Rasulullah, so you don't deserve to read this book, or you should not read this book. You should not touch it until the time your body is clean, or your hand is clean. That's how you become converted to Islam, then you can read this book. No, this book purpose was to give Hidayah to all humanity. Rasulullah has given a very big responsibility that bring this book, spread around the world, and bring my message to all over the world, and bring with wisdom. So how you will get this hikmah, wisdom, until the time you don't understand the meaning of Al-Quran very well. So if you stand and like ask yourself, whoever my listeners are, please ask yourself, like every Maghrib prayer, when Imam recite Al-Quran in loud voice, or Isha or Fajr prayer, And we are very much happily listen, wow, this beautiful recitation in Medina and Makkah and so many other parts of the world. But ask yourself, do I understand what Quran just said to me? Quran has so many good meaning. Quran sometimes come to you, give very, very happy news. Like, for example, we, those people who pass through university degrees, we went to a higher level of university. Like, for example, in my case, when I got the university scholarship for my PhD in University of Tokyo, it was so huge, big news for me. So huge, big news for me. But imagine that that news comes to me in Japanese language. I will not understand that. I will not take that so happy thing to myself. So it comes to me in the language which I could understand that. Similarly, when there are some very bad news also in the Quran for us, not bad news actually, but warnings. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used the word in Arabic title with kalla, so kalla is always that, no way, it's not possible. So there are some good kalla are there are some bad kallas are there for us. So Allah gave us warning in this world that now I'm telling you, be careful. Later, do not complain that you didn't know that. Then Allah used the word of kalla. So we very simply, everyday recitation in Al-Quran and Maghrib and Isha, recite that kalla la yum bazanna. This kind of thing, we really huge, big warnings are there, but we don't understand that, so we just pass it as such. So my request to all my brothers, sisters, listeners, youngsters, old people, whoever listening are, that if you will pass through Al-Quran by understanding, then Allah's hidayah will come. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tell, when Adam alayhi salam and Hawa alayhi salam was going out of Jannah first time, they were so worried, they were so crying, they were so like sad, so many sad things. But Allah gave them message that you go there in this world, but I will send you hidayah. When the hidayah will come, you follow that hidayah, there will be no worry for you at all in your life. But nowadays we are worried all the time. The reason behind is because we are not attached with Al-Quran. So if we go through Al-Quran, we will find so many different things. The example of that is to me, I will explain to you is this through one word. It's my specialty of halal nowadays. That is why I choose this word. And the more deeper I go, the more deeper I think on this word, the more every day it gives me a different meaning. For the last at least 13 years, I'm involved with halal certification. So the more I read about halal, every day different kind of angles appear up in front of me related to halal. So when I came to halal the first time, it was like every other Muslim people. The title for me was that this halal is a kind of law about I should eat the halal meat, I should eat the halal food. Halal certified food is very necessary, I should eat that. That much was the start of this my all system where I'm entering now. But later I realized that this is a lawful. When you say lawful, again, people really do not understand the meaning of lawful is. What is the meaning of lawful is? Now after this, just recently, last 6 months, I come with the definition of meaning of halal is that halal is a law. Halal is not a word. Halal is a law. What kind of law is this? That follow all the law of the world. Every single law related to traffic law, related to Japanese government law, related to Pakistan government law, related to Malaysia government law, related to your mother, father created law at home. When your mother and father says, come back home at 5 o'clock, this is one of the law mother and father has created. So at that time, you say, yes, mom and dad, I will come back at 5 o'clock. But you do not come back at 5, you come back at 5:30 or 6 o'clock. You break the law at that time. Meaning you did something non-halal thing in your life, which we do not realize on an everyday basis. We just pass by and say that halal is only about food and meat and certified products and not certified products, and that's all. No. Halal is a law, which means that you have to follow all the law of the world completely without any discount, a little bit discount of that. And halal are things and halal are actions. When you talk about things, it can be food or meat or chicken or beef or McDonald's or something. processed foods or cosmetics or so many blah blah things. But when you go to the actions, action must be under the law of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from every single second point of view, every single millisecond point of view, every single nanosecond point of view. We have to follow the law of which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has guided us. And that law means that if I'm a Muslim and living in Japan, Japan country has made a law that you have to drive the car if you have the driving license, or you have to put the seat belt when you're driving the car, or you should drive like this, or you should drive like that, or you should stop on the red signal. So these 100% law I have to follow. If I think that there is some law which goes against my religious belief, for example, Japan government pushed me to eat pork, Japan government pushed me to drink alcohol. So then what is the rule? What is the Islamic way of thinking is that I should migrate from this place to somewhere else, where my conditions are favorable, I can perform my religious activities. But if I decided to live in Japan, then by Islamic law of halal, I have to follow 100% of the laws. This is very, very important. People usually pass by, do not care about this kind of matters. And this is really impact very big. Now I tell you, you will be surprised to know that halal law is directly proportional. Halal law is directly proportional with the economy. You will be surprised at how it can be directly proportional with the economy. Imagine there is somebody driving a car and there is a law of red signal. And this person is not a Muslim, this person is Muslim, this person is Pakistani, American, Indian, Indonesian, Malaysian, Singaporean, doesn't matter. This person is a human being, he is driving a car in certain country. Countries also doesn't matter. This, when countries say that when there is a red signal, please stop the car. But this person do not listen that law and cross the red signal. When crossing the red signal, other side, somebody bicycle person come. When bicycle person hit the car, that light of the car is broken. Now in every country, it is not allowed to drive the car with a broken light. So when you go to buy the light for the broken car, broken light, you have to buy a new light. You have to buy with the money. And what is the money? Money is economy. This money can be small money, like $100 only for one light of the car. It sounds like $100 is not so big. But imagine that a person is working in a company for 8, 9, or 10 hours a day, and he is earning the life which is very much limited enough for his every month's life. Now, for example, he is earning $2,000. So at the end of the day, after paying the rent of the house, after paying the food, clothing, children education, children life, his $2,000 finish. Now, if this light of $100 is broken and he has to buy $100 light, then what will happen? Which process he has to go through? He should work extra hours to earn this $100. But his body do not follow him. His body do not understand him because he's so tired and he has no energy to work for. So what he will do is that he will go out and ask any of a friend, can you please lend me $100? I want to buy this light. I can return you after 15 days. But because his money is very much limited to live his life, so when after 15 days finish, this $100 guy will come and say, give me back my $100. So he will not have this $100. So from there, the chain of process will start, which will damage the society. You, all of you, my dear listeners, you would be surprised that this is not so big thing. But I am from Pakistan. I can tell you that we Pakistanis usually are the people who do not follow the law. We are the one who eat the chicken, halal chicken, very anxiously. We want to have the halal chicken. We want to slaughter the chicken in front of us by a very practicing Muslim person. But when we go to earn the money and when we're going to drive the car, we are not the one who follow the law very much. So this thing I realize after I come inside the halal business. Before I did not realize this. So when we do not follow the law, what will happen is that in 1960s, the economy of Pakistan and the economy of Japan was same. But now in 2022, Japan's economy is number 3rd in the world, and Pakistan is from bottom number 3rd in the world. So you can imagine that how it is important to follow the law. It is a very, very important. It is directly proportional to the economy of society, not only the person, but society also. So having this law, one of the law is about the pig source, the pork or pig thing. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned in Al-Quran, in this beautiful ayah of Surah Baqarah, verse 173. And there are 4 things are mentioned. That number 1, carrion. Meaning of carrion is the dead animal which is died because of without slaughtering properly, not enough bleeding happened, and that animal died. So that is called carrion. Second is the blood, the flowing blood or clotted blood, doesn't matter, blood. And the third one is a pig meat. And the fourth one is a slaughtered with the name of something other than Allah. This statement is so heavy statement that everybody really do not understand what is the meaning of other than Allah. In here, leghairillah. I will come back, or maybe we should make another presentation on this particular word, which is very important word. But today I will concentrate myself only on this Arabic word of lahm al-khinzir and English word of pig meat. When we say lahm al-khinzir, many of the Muslim scholars usually translate this into everything related to khinzir, mean pig. But to me, when I think more and more and I a little bit understand Al-Quran better than before, 10 years before, then I come to the conclusion or come to the understanding that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is very much precise about using the words. It's not possible that Allah used the word lahm al-khinzir, but Allah means khinzir all the way. The meaning is that when it says lahm al-khinzir, then it is really precise towards lahm al-khinzir, not more than lahm al-khinzir. Meaning is that, please, I will, now I'm understanding that I'm talking to all Muslim community who understand Al-Quran basics. So that is why when I'm saying using the word of lahm al-khinzir, I will keep on using the word of khinzir rather than pig and pork. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said, lahm al-khinzir is banned. You cannot eat this. So now there are 4 things when we go in this ayah one by one. There are portions of this ayah. First portion is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has addressed to all human beings that what you should eat and what should you not consume. Among that, there are 4 things, as I said, mentioned. So second part is 4 things mentioned. And the third part is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give permission to Muslims, permission to the believers, permission to human beings, that if you are forced by need, when we say forced by need, meanings are so many, but I just explained to you from Japan reference point of view, that there were, when was it, 2011? Yes, 2011, there was a big tsunami happen in Japan. And there is an area named Sendai. That Sendai area was disconnected to the all other world by ship, ocean mean, by airplane, even the airport was underwater, by road, highways, everything was completely blocked, cannot go, food cannot go, any help, anything. So the people of Sendai area, they have to live the life on the food availability in that area. So now there is a masjid also in that area, Muslims also there in that area. So let's suppose that their time comes when the food, halal food for those Muslims finished. Alhamdulillah, Japan was very good in system, so it did not go to that level. But just for understanding that the food finished in that area, the halal food finished in that area. So after halal food finished in that area, now this Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us permission that you can eat the non-halal beef also. That if there is something new, because I cannot think, meaning emulsifiers added, which is not halal, which you are not sure, Allah is giving permission through this ayah that you can eat that one also. go one more higher level, that even the beef, chicken, which is not halal beef, chicken, that also finished. The only thing left is the pig. What is the rule about? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us that you can eat that one also. The only thing in your heart should not be that you are breaking the law of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is a very temporarily, only to survive, only to live the life. Once the halal food is coming back, you should stop this and you go back to the halal life. This is the second portion of this ayah. The last one portion is very, very important, is Inna Allaha Ghafurur Rahim. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put inna means no doubt. Allah is so forgiving and so kind. So Allah is putting a stamp on this, that if mistakenly once you have eaten something non-halal, or if something you went to somebody's home and they are your very good friend, non-Muslims, and they cook something chicken which was not halal and you mistakenly eat that one, nothing is going to happen wrong. Allah will forgive. This is a kind of stamp on forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that these things are not halal. Yes, I'm telling you these are not halal. Please do not eat on an everyday basis. But once you are being forced on the situation where you have to eat, or you mistakenly eat, or somebody give you and you didn't know you eat, then Inna Allaha Ghafurur Rahim is a kind of very, very, just now 1 minute before I told you that good news from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Very, very heavy good news. Like if you are a newlywed couple and you got news that your wife is pregnant, or you are going to have a baby, that is a very big news for human being. Or if you are a student and you got a PhD degree, and the day you got a degree, this is a very, very heavy big news for you. Or for example, you got a job and that job is like you deserve $2,000 job, but you got $10,000 job. This is a very big news. These big news are really nothing big news. Why? Because this job, this salary, this education, this degree is going to be finished. We are going to die very soon. Or probably the day we got the PhD degree, that moment, that second, we can die. But when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Inna Allaha Ghafurur Rahim, please take this news as a very huge, big, heavy news, happy news for all of us, that Allah is forgiving us, inshallah. It is not a big deal at all. Now, there are two ways of taking this. One is by the understanding of law, which, as I mentioned, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is allowing us, if one in a million chance you got by force to eat something, it's okay, you can eat and don't be worried about that. But there is another thing which is very important for me, which is called taqwa. If you have seen people around the world, particularly the Muslims, the people around the world, they're very much careful about their food, particularly. Other matters they don't care, but food matters they very much take care. So the higher the taqwa level you have, the higher you will make your at least food level halal, or halal certified even. Particularly, I'm very much dealing with Muslim from Malaysia, Muslim from Singapore, Muslim from Indonesia, Muslim from UAE. So the Muslim from Malaysia people, in my understanding, if I'm wrong, please forgive me, but Muslim from Malaysia people, they take care of their food and their halal certified thing very much. And somewhat their halal lifestyle also they take care of very much. Why? Because this training happened in their home, but not because of taqwa. This is because of their cultural training happening at home or happening within the country. When people understand the meaning of taqwa, that is a very different level of performing the rules or performing the guideline of Al-Quran. If you know that Allah says this book is hidayah for who? Hudal lil muttaqeen, those people who are having taqwa. So this taqwa is a very special thing. I will talk next time, inshallah. But just today, I passed by a simple discussion that the people who have more taqwa, more love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they will take care of everything on everyday basis and every second, millisecond, nanosecond basis about their lifestyle, that it should be as per instruction of Al-Quran. So give me a chance, inshallah, some other time to talk about this taqwa only. Now, and I'm saying that this when I'm saying this law of lahm al-khinzir, now lahm mean meat, khinzir mean pig. Let's talk about not only khinzir pig, but lahm of cow or chicken or goat or anything else, which usually we all human beings commonly. There are some other people who eat dog, or some other people who eat some rats and other things, cockroaches and blah, blah, but we don't go toward that side. We go to the basic type of meat available in our market. So from where we are getting this, we have to understand this demand and supply of our supply chain of food, of meat particularly. So when I demand that I want to eat cow, so if cow do not come directly to my home, it passed through so many different steps and so many procedures and so many supply chains. First of all, to eat the cow, you must have the farmhouse where you grow the cow. From where the cow will take some time, or pig will take some time, or chicken will take some time, and then it comes to the slaughterhouse. After slaughterhouse, when it is being slaughtered, today I'm not talking about halal or not halal, we are talking about just a simple supply chain of a meat. So it comes to the slaughterhouse. After slaughterhouse, it comes to the processing company. Usually in our Pakistan kind of country, they slaughter in front of you and just pack in front of you in a small plastic bag and give it to you in your hand. But in modern countries like Australia, Japan, America, Brazil, so many other countries, even Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore, that they pack in very nice packing, and then they freeze it or at least chill it, and then it comes to supermarkets. Supermarkets are restaurants, are hotels, are where when it comes to the hotels and restaurants, then end user can consume it. Similarly, when supermarket it comes and we go to supermarket and we buy the thing from supermarket. Now imagine the instruction of Al-Quran, one more. Allah says, do not eat lahm al-khinzir. When it comes to lahm al-khinzir, it is telling you that if in a society there are 10,000 people are living, and all those 10,000 people decided from now on, because they understand the meaning of lahm al-khinzir, so from now on we will not eat the khinzir. Let's say in Japan, in my city where I'm living in. So in this city there are 10,000 people, and all of them one day decided that we don't want to eat khinzir. In that case, it will be understood rule that there will be no need of supermarket to have the meat, pig meat. There must be no need of restaurant who has the pig meat, selling pig meat. Why? Because nobody is demanding that. Nobody is asking that I want to eat that kind of meat. The processing company will not be needed. The slaughterhouses will not be needed. Even until the level of farmhouses will not be needed. So this, when with one word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put the lahm al-khinzir, and if human beings start following this system, meaning is that farmhouse will not be needed. So what is the purpose actually Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is trying to stop us not to, sorry, I should, okay. Is it okay now? Okay. So when, oh, sorry. Oh yeah, okay. So now we have to understand the system here. Sorry. The cycle of all these animals and plants, and how do we understand from DNA language point of view? DNA is actually the genetic information of anything. Anything means there is a life cell is there, and within that cell there are some DNAs which make plants. There are some other DNAs which make animals. So animals' DNAs cannot go to the plant DNA cannot go to the animal DNA to mix up the things. Like if you know that some plants we can crossbreed them, like mango with some other fruits, we can do the crossbreed them. But mangoes, we cannot do the crossbreed with any animal. So animal will be with animal and plants will be with the plants. Among those plants is land and aquatic plants. So land plants also have similar qualities. Aquatic plants also have similar qualities, that their basic DNA is a plant DNA. We cannot mix them up with the animal DNA. Now go to the other side is the simple animal. Within animal, there is a land animal, aquatic animals. if you go to the halal system of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made system, we are so, human being, as I said, is a so free animal. So we really do not bound with the kind of rules. We don't want to confine ourselves with the rules. So if you tell any human being that don't do this, that human being will definitely want to do that. So this is a situation happen is that in this our universe, there are plants, land, aquatic, all are halal. No problem at all. And a lot of energy is available in those land and aquatic plants. Similar is the case with the animals. So within the animals, there is aquatic animals with fish or fish type of like crabs and so many other things. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says everything from the ocean is halal. The thing where it comes towards land animals, that cow, goat, chicken, pig, human, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put ban on very few things that this thing you cannot eat, which is the only pig and human actually you cannot eat. The other animals are there, of course. Somebody asked me about dog and about some other type of animals. But let's talk only about the commonly consumed animals as a meat in our life. So first of all, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned that some animals I made for your riding, like horse and donkeys, camels, then some I made for you for eating. So when we talk about eating, it comes towards cows, goat, and chicken. Now, we the human being, particularly the Muslim human being, we think that it is must for us to consume cow, goat, or chicken. No, it's not really like that. We can eat, but it's not necessarily we must eat. If you realize that, if you go to the food science knowledge of these all meats, the pig, chicken, goat, cow, and then compare them with the aquatic and land plants, or even with the fish, you will realize that the cow, goat, chicken, pig are the least valuable protein within this. Meaning is that the best protein available is within the plants. This is healthy proteins, healthy carbohydrates, healthy fats, healthy vitamins, all are available in the plant side, not towards the animal side. So if you can choose to be vegetarian is a big actually word. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Al-Quran that do not ban yourself for something which Allah make halal for you, do not make it haram for you by yourself, by your own law. So I'm not saying that you completely don't eat cow or goat or chicken, but I'm saying that if you avoid these things and go more towards the plant side, it will be very, very good for you, very, very good for your health also. So one of the side is this healthy side, the other side is the DNA side. Now we are talking about DNA, and now pig and human DNA, we go, what happened? Excuse me, just a minute. Oh no, this picture is why it's not put it. It was important picture. Do you have that other my presentation? Let me check one more time. Why I want to say this, because there is a DNA, and inside the DNA there is something called chromosome. And on the legs of the chromosome is in the shape of X type of shape. So on the legs of the chromosome there is a genetic information board. Human why it is not clear up. Sorry, people. This picture is important. Oh yeah, thanks. Thanks for your help, Noor.
Okay, sure.
So this is a picture I want to explain to you, that this is a DNA, the overall structure of DNA. Within this DNA, if you see these things, this is called the proteinous structure. On this proteinous structure, we make distinguish of plants and animals. And from within the plants and animals, we distinguish between aquatic animals and the land animals. And within land animals, we distinguish between cow, pig, and other animals. So within this thing is something is called chromosome. This you see on the left side, is X-shaped things. This is called chromosome. On the legs of this chromosome, there is this purple color right side. It is a very long chain of genetic information. Now, genetic information is the thing which really make you plant or animal, or make you cow, goat, chicken, human, pig. And with this, it make you what kind of shape you would have, what kind of color you would have, what kind of eye color you would have, what kind of hair you would have. Like every single details of your human body and pig colors and pig skin type and pig heart and human heart and the lungs and what we call the kidneys, and every single thing will come with this information Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put on these chromosome legs. Now what happened is that recently the scientists have found out that human being genetic information, DNA, is very, very close to some animals. Out of those some animals, one is very clearly visible, which we call it monkey or chimpanzee. Chimpanzee's DNA, if you look at chimpanzee body, it's like really like very much human being. The lifestyle is human being, eating style is human being, teeth, lips, eyes, nose, hands, legs, everything looks like human being. But when we go more details in this DNA information, the genetic information, the chimpanzee is 80% similar to human being. But now when we compare this similar thing that the scientists have compared the pig DNA with human DNA, so they found out that pig DNA, pig genetic information is 99% similar with human DNA. So now some of the scientists, I have given the reference here, some of the scientists come to the conclusion that little bit this structure on your left side, the gene structure, gene 1 and gene 2 is written here. You little bit twist that information, and then the genetic information of human and genetic information of DNA become 100% similar. They are very much close to each other. Okay, if they are very much close to each other, then what? I mean, what is the difference that why we cannot eat this thing? We cannot eat this thing because I request you to go back to this one, where if we decide to, the end user decide that I'm not going to eat this, then the farm is not needed. So why the farm is not necessary there or should not be there is that pig is not a social animal. If imagine that there are 20 pigs in one farmhouse, and in the same farmhouse you have cows 20 also, you have chicken 20 also, and you have goats also 20 also. So now you can see that there are all kind of DNAs that are available in that, and all kind of DNAs from animal-based DNAs are available there. But this in this farmhouse, this include here the human being as well. The 5 cow, chicken, pig, goat, and human. 5 kind of animals are there in this farmhouse. Human being go near to them to give them feed, give them water, clean them, clean their feces, make their farmhouse neat and clean, or like this kind of taking care of them. These all other animals, cow, chicken, pig, goat, cannot go out of that farm. But human being is a kind of social animal that after feeding these animals, we will finish the job of that day. And next day, probably we have to work somewhere far in the big city. So imagine that you are working in a village, and then next day you have to work in somewhere big city. So if you are working near the pigs, and pigs virus comes in any of, like out of those 20 pigs, one of the animal got any kind of virus, a new virus, new strain of virus we don't know at all. Now that pig has no ability to tell the owner that I got fever, please bring me to doctor. Or I have something, my body is not feeling well, please bring me to doctor. No, The pig cannot say that. So the pig, let's say the virus, four different kind of viruses attack. One is to cow, one is to chicken, one is to pig, and one is to goat. So the cow, chicken, goat virus cannot transfer to human being. The reason is the virus attack system always happen on this purple part of DNA genetic information. So if virus attack here, virus break the DNA and some sort of disease will appear there. But the style of virus is that virus enter in our body. Different viruses have different behavior, but commonly the virus enter in our body and there sleep for some time. This thing is called incubation period. If you heard recently about coronavirus, that you have to do quarantine for 10 days, some people say for 1 week, some people say for 10 days, for 15 days, that coronavirus incubation period is longer than any other virus. So people say that the time when the virus is inside the body of the pig and no symptoms appear, the virus has the ability to shift to another pigs. And another pigs, when they say pigs, actually virus do not understand the language of the body type, that this animal is a 4-leg animal and this animal is a 2-leg animal. Virus only understand the language of this chromosome and genetic information. So if the virus is 99% similar of human being and 99% similar of pig, so the cow virus cannot transfer to the human being. The goat virus cannot transfer to the human being. Chicken virus cannot transfer to the human being. The only which can transfer to the human being is the pig one. So can you understand how important is this, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala giving us an information, like if you go to the first instruction of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to the human being, that, oh Adam and Eve, live in this Jannah, enjoy as much as you can, but do not go near to this tree. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala want to give instruction, Allah said, do not go near to this blah blah thing. So similar thing with the pig as well. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling that do not go make a form of the pig, do not go near to the pig, because if you will go near to the pig, your virus and that virus, animal virus is similar, it will transfer to you. Without knowledge, you will go to the city, you will ride escalator, you will ride elevators, you will ride airplane, train, you will shake hand with somebody, you will cough in front of somebody. So without your knowledge, you are giving this all the virus to the all other humanity. If nobody believes that, then go and see the coronavirus, all the pattern, how it spread to the whole world. It spread to the whole world, starting from the pig and come towards us. And last 2 years is a disaster in the human history, like particularly economic disaster, that many people died, many people lost their businesses, jobs, restaurants, so many loss big happened. Then only one is that we not listen the instruction of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When Allah says, do not eat the lahm al khinzir, we say, no, it's okay, no problem, it's fine, we can eat. This is very much similar to us, so protein is very nice and its gelatin is very nice and blah, blah. So we want to eat pig. So then we make farm, we went nearby that farm, we get the virus from them, we spread to the whole world. And this is that moment where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala want to stop us, that do not go near to the pig, otherwise you will create a kind of disease which will damage the whole society. Now, anybody can say that this is the permission of Allah, illa biznillah, permission of Allah that this virus is attacking the humanity. That is also true, but on the other side, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tell us one dua, Rabbana zalamna anfusana. Allah, I have done the zulm to myself. To be honest with you, spreading this corona, not listening the instruction of lahm al khinzir, is actually we are doing the zulm to ourselves, to humanity, I mean. And we spread this whole virus just by not listening the instruction of lahm al khinzir. So to my understanding, this particular meat Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has banned to us, because if we make farmhouse, that farmhouse can create a kind of situation where we will get the disease from pig and we will spread to the whole other humanity. So this is the reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala stopped us not to eat pig. Now when Allah says not to eat pig, that is just for eating pig. How about using the other parts of the pig? So I tell you that first of all, the human being discovered this DNA matters in 1869. So meaning it's not so far back. It's just 150 years old roughly. They know what is DNA actually. And this, we know that DNA, we didn't know that pig DNA is similar with us. We were making the medicines, we were making the vaccines, but we were giving the trial of those medicines and vaccines to human beings. In Africa, mostly Europeans are the ones who make these medicines. So they try to those slaves in Africa. And many people got side effects, many people died, many people got very disastrous kind of diseases. But this other human beings who are making the medicines, they don't care, let them die. But after they know that the similarities of pig DNA is this close, that they stop the experiments doing on the human being and they move to pig. Now let's see the stages how we make the first. Before I told you how the virus spread from pig to human being. Now imagine that we all human beings of this world listen the instruction of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we decided, okay, from now on we will not eat pig. So for that time we don't need to have the pig form, but pigs are there in our society, in our world, everywhere. In Pakistan, my village also has a lot of pigs. So in those pigs are there. Why those pigs? Allah has created it because Allah want to help us. How Allah want to help us is that imagine that I got a kind of viral disease, first time ever viral disease. Take it as corona, that I got corona. All over the world, people don't know what is this virus. So they take the virus from my body, they bring it to the laboratory, they multiply this virus, and they multiply a lot. Why? Because they want to do the research on this. They first of all, they want to understand this, that what is this virus? What are the qualities or traits of this viruses are there? So then after they understand that, this is called preclinical stage, that they want to know what is this virus. After they understand what is this virus, now they want to make a vaccine or the medicine or the antibiotic of this virus. So the next stage will be that they will make a vaccine. How to make a vaccine is that they will take the sample of this virus, they will try on the laboratory scale. Inside the laboratory, they want to kill with the medicine which they have created. And they realize that now they have created this medicine. Now they want to try it to another animal. So first they will try on the rats, because rat system is also similar to the human being. Even the frog system is also close to the human being. But why pig? Because pig system is the closest to the human being. That is why the best system is that you take the sample, the successful medicine sample on the laboratory scale created one, and now you bring it to the real experiment you want to try on any animal. So the best sample is supposed to be, if you try on the cow or the goat or the chicken, it will not work. But if you try something similar, which is as Allah SWT created this big one, 99% similar with us. So we can do a lot of experiment on these big things. So imagine that if a human being give birth, they give birth to one child or two, maximum or three children. But in case of pig, Allah gave us from same mother and father, at least 5 to 10 pigs at the same time. Pig can deliver the baby. So once you have those babies, you want to do any kind of experiment. The scientific experiment style is that you will, out of those 10 children from the same mother and father of pig, you will put one control, mean no treatment on that. The second one, you will put 1 gram of, I'm just saying this figure, 1 gram of medicine. Then second one is you try 2 gram of medicine. Then the third, 3 gram of medicine, 4 gram of medicine. So within this experiment, you realize the one which you try with the 3 gram of medicine, this is the most successful. Why? Because the 1 gram and 2 gram did not give any good results. and 5, 6, 7, 8 gram really damage the body of the pig, give a lot of side effects. But the 3 gram was the closest one. At this stage, you know there are some good results are there, but you cannot declare this is the final medicine I have created. In science, you have to repeat this experiment many, many times. So you want to repeat the experiment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you another 10 children of the same father and mother pig, and you can do your 3 gram experiment on those 10 children. So once you realize out of those 10 children, 9 are successful, but still this is not successful experiment. You have to repeat this experiment at least 5 or 6 or 10 times. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving you pigs, 5, 6, 10 children from the same mother and father again and again, so you can repeat your experiment. You can use this animal for the help of humanity and create a best of the best vaccine and best of the best medicine, so you can save the humanity. Imagine the ayah of Al-Quran which says, if you have saved one life, you have saved the whole humanity. Imagine those scientists, doctors, vaccine doctors, particular researchers who are making this kind of research, the one who make this Moderna and other vaccine of this coronavirus currently, how great share they have done to save the humanity. So for my understanding, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us pig to do the medical experiments. So to save the life of human being, not to do just experiment for fun, but to save the life of human being. Now, this science is going more interesting and more advanced recently. I just mentioned to you the vaccine or the antibiotic medicine, but no. The human beings, alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us a lot of knowledge that we can multiply our knowledge. Imagine that somebody kidney is not working anymore, and kidney is a very important part of the human body. If 2 kidney get failure, possibilities that the human being will die. So once this kidney is going out of service for humanity, then how we can create the similar, very much similar or same type of, because any body transplant like kidney, like for example, if my brothers, sisters, they would have the similar genetic information because it's coming from my same mother and father. But if my kidneys fail, can I use my brother, sister's kidney easily? It's possible, it's not possible. Because sometimes it is possible that my body resists to have that kind of kidney from my brothers, sisters. So I have to see the exact match which can be used in my body. So how to create the exact match of the body part, which is my body part is not working, is that the first day fetus is written here, IPS cells also. The first day fetus of the pig, if they take the IPS cells from my body and inject in the fetus of that very newly pregnant pig baby. So when that pig baby will born, that pig baby heart, pig baby skin, the pig what we call kidneys will be as similar to my body that you can take it from there and can transplant to my body. So the thing is that by using this kind of experiment, which is in a very early stage actually, a lot of experiments are going on for the last many years, but very recently one successful experiment happened in America when one Muslim scientist, remember that one Muslim scientist had used the transplant of a pig heart to the human heart. It went only for 2 months, but as you know, the scientific research style is that the first successes comes just like this level of 2 months or 6 months or 1 year. But with the passage of time, the research go more and more better and better and better. Many experiment repetition happen. And then one time will come, inshallah, in the coming 5 to 10 years, that if the heart or kidney or some other body parts, which is really rare in our world, that people want, but that it's not available. So it's so expensive. So imagine that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala given us this big kind of thing, which we kind of make our body parts within their body, and once they're born, we can take it from there and can use it in our body. So this is the purpose of what I understand is that purpose of creation of pig in our universe. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala do not create anything in this world without any purpose. So what I understood is like this. If you are not agree, it's very much common situation. Let's debate, or you can teach us. I have given some statements, some references here where Islamic scholar says that to save the life of human being by using this ayah, which I recently quoted in front of you, that for using the life of human being, you can use the parts of pig. So the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala stop us not to eat meat. Why? Because if we will eat meat, we have to create farm. If we have to create farm, we'll go near. We'll get diseases from that. We will spread those diseases to other humanity. But we can have the pig for our research, for making medicine, vaccine, and this body parts to human being can use. Some of the references are being mentioned here. Please go to the internet, do more research, and share your knowledge with me. Jazakallah khair. Thank you very much, and so kind of you for listening quietly and patiently.
Alhamdulillah, thank you, Dr. Saeed Akhtar, for pleasant and detailed explanation for the question that we always eager to know. So I hope everyone can take points from the sharing today. Does anyone have a question? Can put in the comment section. Okay.
So I have one question.
Okay, sure.
So how many reasons that pig is not halal? According to our research, how many reasons?
Well, this is research is always, humanity is doing research, as you know that today we know 2 things, in future we will know 2 more things, in future we will know 2 more things. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's universe is so vast and huge. So we should keep on searching, as Quran invite us with the word of tafakkur and tadabbur. So we should keep on doing research. So we should know many reasons to understand that why the pig is not halal or why pig is not prohibited by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So hundreds of reasons can come in future, I hope, with a lot of research.
I understand.
Okay, thank you. So we have one question in the comment section. May I know why human could not touch and eat the meat of dog?
Meat of?
Dog.
What is that? Sorry.
Oh, sorry, dog.
Meat with doubt.
Dog.
Meat
dog.
of dog. They are asking.
Dog. Okay.
Thank you.
As you know that this scientific reason and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's instructions are halal and tayyiban. When you go to halal and tayyiban, you should realize that there are some animals, other animals explained in ahadith to not consume those kind of meat is because of their food, what they consume in their life. Meaning is that if you see the crow, if you see the rats, if you see the cockroaches, if you see the dogs, mostly their food is a kind of not clean food, and the food is the one which make the meat. First it will change to blood, then the blood change to muscles, then muscle is actually the meat. So those meat can have the dangerous dangerous organisms remain within the meat, and that meat can be dangerous for a human being. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used the word of tayyiban. Tayyiban comes in so many different meanings. One is comes in the cleanliness, one is come in the purity, one is comes in the good looking, the way you maybe have seen the Japanese food, you want to take a picture of this beautiful food. So the food should be tayyiban, which is the basic part of that tayyiban is the cleanliness, meaning is it should not have any kind of poisonous things that can damage the life of human being. So that is the reason. What I understood is because dog is not allowed to eat. Or dog kind of other animals who consume dirty food is not allowed to eat.
Okay, thank you. So there's another question.
Yes, I have one question. Assalamu alaikum. Do we have any argument in Quran about the similarity of between human and pork?
In Al-Quran, I don't see directly knowledge is there, but as you know that Quranic knowledge is for the whole humanity, for the whole time period, like 5,000 years before this and 5,000 years after this, many human beings will come. So this knowledge is a very general knowledge, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala invite us to think, to do a lot of tafakkur on ayat of Al-Quran. Ayat, one of the meaning is science, right? So the science we have to study more and more and more. We do a lot of zikr. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, please open the meaning of Al-Quran to us. There are many layers, which some layers we know directly, very clear-cut meaning is there, but some layers we have to go more deeper. For example, I'll give you one example. Allah says, I send you the winds so that you can understand the weathers. Imagine that this instruction coming 1,400 years ago. So the meaning those Arab people will understand is that a lot of winds with the sand, what do you call, big storms are coming. So that kind of wind if coming, then you can see that weather is being changed. But now the modern science, where after we have made satellites, we went to the space, and we have seen that there is a low pressure and there is a high pressure, and if high pressure come from here and low come from here, then what kind of changes will happen? Or if, let's say, what do you call, two low pressures will come from this side. Like, for example, I was looking at the weather forecast today in Japan, in Tibet, list that there will be very windy weather tomorrow. And there are sometimes we give the report that windy weather will be until 12 o'clock tomorrow. And I, being a scientist, I observed that thing. Really it will happen or not. And many times it happened that those things are really happening, that until 12 o'clock there will be long winds. How do we know? By making satellites, by went into the space and then looking at those low pressure. By my understanding is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say, I send you the winds. It's not the simple wind where we can see the leaves are moving, but these winds are those low pressure and high pressure. So in future also, inshallah, many human beings will do a lot of research on this topic and will open the more doors of Al-Quran through Hidayah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, inshallah.
Inshallah. Thank you, Dr.
So there are one more question from Yafi Hafiz. Are there any research results that reveal after consuming a lot of pork, will it change someone's personality?
This is the faiths of human being, of Muslims human being. This is really nothing to do with the direct relationship with the, like, I know some people say that we, the human being, if we consume pork, we will become like pig and we will have our habits will be like pig. Honestly, I'm telling you that the kind of human being is wild. No other human being is this wild. No other animal is this big wild as we are the wild. So pigs cannot defeat human being in the wildness. So it's not that we will eat pig and we will become like pig. I have seen Japanese people. You may say that no, Japanese people are also wild. Honestly, I'm telling you that the people, Japanese people, like whose age is, let's say, nowadays is 70, 80 years old and 90 years old, they were very great human beings. They were consuming pig. Every day they were eating pig. Their skin is okay. Their body is okay. Their life is long. Their habits are okay. They are very much loyal to their partners, husbands or wife, whoever they are. Very much loyal. Even like until 90 years, they didn't do anything kind of illegal sex activities or those kind of things which people, Muslim people believe because of eating a pork, this thing happened. I never see anything happen. This recent cultural changes are happening within Japan, that they, what do you call, living together without marrying each other. They're living, when they're young, they want to do a lot of sex. But honestly, I'm telling you that when they go after marriage, having 2 children, these same people who are eating pig, they don't want to do sex at all. So it's not those kind of things I have observed. This is my observation only, that I didn't see any, like if people say pig is dirty. So those pigs who are eating very, very clean food, and they are very much cleanly processed like cow meat and like other goat meat, And that kind of meat is coming in the supermarket with a lot of high quality standards set by government of Japan, of America, of France, of Germany. These sausages, these bacons, this everything is coming in the market, and people are eating, and nothing is happening to their body, and nobody is getting sick because of eating that pig.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Saeed, for the explanation. So there are one more question from your Aiman. Assalamualaikum. I have a question. Is it legal or halal in Islam to use pig or other animal organs just for beauty instead of medicine?
Again, I'm not a scholar in Islam, but for my personal understanding, it is not allowed for using for beauty purpose, but only for life saving. You can use this. Like your kidneys, both kidneys are not working, then maybe you can use this. Your heart is not working, then maybe you can use this. Very important parts only, which is really, really necessary to save the life. Nothing else more than that.
Okay, thank you. I hope it's help. So there are one sharing from HHA Japan.
Yes.
Thank you. So is there any more question? Yes. I will give the slide in Japanese.
Slides available in Japanese languages.
Okay. Is there any more question?
Even my slides are not available in Japanese language. I invite my dear brothers who really read and write Japanese language to please convert these slides to Japanese and read these words to Japanese. My personal experience is until now, I've talked to more than 500 Japanese people, and those 500 Japanese, out of the 500, I got a chance to talk particularly in this pig DNA. Any Japanese who listen from me that yes, we didn't know about this pig, this side of the pig, so from now on I will not eat pig. This kind of feelings come from Japanese people. So please spread these words to Japanese people that pig is not halal, not because if we human being will eat pig, something will damage to us and something will damage to the system of Allah. Nothing will damage to the system of Allah. It will damage only on our body. Our body will get this kind of diseases, which is unnecessary diseases come to our life. So please avoid those. Really, please avoid those. Listen all instructions of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through Al-Quran. Try to understand Al-Quran, very deep meaning. Like think all the time. Think. Ask difficult questions from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For example, Ibrahim alayhi salam asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah, how you create the life? Now you understand how beautiful believer and lover Ibrahim alayhi salam was to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But he asked a question to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, difficult question to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah, how you create life? What Allah replies, Ibrahim, you don't believe that I create the life? He said, no. I believe how you create the life, but I just want to know for my knowledge how you create the life. So this kind of way, the Ibrahim kind of loving style, you ask difficult question to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whatever, like just don't believe that the story is coming from 300, 500, 700 years ago, that pig has kind of worm in it, and pig has this kind of problem in it, and pig cannot, and pig can. Remember that pig is not halal in all religions. Hindu religion also not, pig is not halal. The Christian, Jews, Sikh, what other religions I know, Shinto, Buddhism. If you go to the Buddhist temples, I've been there, Buddhist temples. You open the kitchen, this freezer of the Buddhist monks, and there is no meat is there. You will ask, why you are not eating meat and pig and everything? You are telling all your followers that you can eat pig, it's no problem at all. But they say, no, in our religion it is not halal. So pig is not halal in all religions, and all religion base goes toward Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We got email of Hayat Halal Association Japan. Please share our presentation. They'll be very happy to make translation for us.
Okay.
So very technical wordings are there, particularly about chromosome, about genetic information and genes, and those things Japanese people will be happy to understand them, inshallah.
Inshallah. Okay, is there any more question? Okay, so I think that's all question from the audience. Thank you, Dr. Saeed, for spending time with us tonight and sharing great knowledge with everyone. So I hope everyone enjoys our sharing and benefits from this program. And you can watch the recording in the Facebook and YouTube. And I will give the slides in the email later. So that's all from us. Thank you. See you again next time, inshallah.
Inshallah. Next time I'll talk on taqwa, inshallah. What is taqwa?
Inshallah.
Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.